everybody. Good morning. Today is the 7th of February 2022. Now it's about 10 or past 8. It's Monday. Well, it's a long time no seen, so for this video I just want to talk about how to success in study of engineering, especially for sophomore or second year student. The COVID-19, the numbers still it's not going down yet. Yesterday it's about 10,800 something. So let's see how many. About the number of the COVID infected, today. I'm still doing fine, still healthy, and I just took a look at the sophomore reports of the lab. That's the biasing transistor and RC circuit, or the filter circuits. That's the LT Spice 4 simulation, and I post many video on YouTube, so our student can rework or rewatch that video, and they'll submit reports, and they did a good job. And that's the best thing, is that they submit the report through my line on time. Well, about how to success in study of engineer or to graduate. Well, before the COVID-19, the best way to do is, when you have any problems, you have any questions concerning about materials in the class, you should stop by and talk to professors, and then they will explain to you. Don't keep that, or even talk to your friends or study with your friends, because sometimes your friends don't understand either. And you also better use the Google. The course description of each subject that you are taking. You go through, you highlight the topic, and then you go put on a homework solution. Probably, sometimes they post in the form of a PDF file, and you try to work out by yourself first. And then if you have no clue how to work on that, you can take a look at the solution. The more you practice on that problems, the more you will understand, and the more you will build up your background on that subject. And the best thing is that you will sharpen your brain, because you will familiar with different type of problems on each subject that you are taking. Then please keep in mind that this is the second semester, and next year you're going to be a junior, and later on you're going to be a senior, and also finally you will look for a job. And then if you don't have a strong background, when you go out to work in industry or companies, or wherever, you need to apply your background. Don't think that the subject that you study not relevant to the job that you're working on, because you're going to need that sooner or later. If you have strong background, you can apply your background to solve problem. As I mentioned earlier, that the problem when you go out to work, that's going to be open-ended problems. That means you have no solution in your textbook. You have to think, you have to overcome with solutions. uh, spend a lot of spend less of money. You have to save money, you save your time. That's the rule. And sometimes you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You might think about to continue your study or you pursue your study for master degree or for your PhD degree, and that even harder because you're not compared to undergrad study. You simply take coursework, right, and then you do some projects, junior projects and senior project. But to graduate or to get a master degree or PhD, you need to take coursework, of course, as well as you have to do research. That's the bottom line. So if you don't have strong background, you cannot come up with your research. That have to be the new one. Yeah, that's my advice. And also keep in mind that for sophomore, you need more background to overcome problem when you become junior and seniors, because the subject or topics going to be harder and harder or tougher and tougher. So you need to prepare for that. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of time. You have to go back to the class that you took as a freshman and sophomore. So you're going to waste your time, and sometimes you get bored because it takes too long, for you to overcome, any problems. Or you can just simply talking about a midterm exam or the final exam. And you are also, when you work out on problems, don't just plug in number and do calculation and get a number and you're happy, 5.0 or 6.0. Hey, I got the right number, the same number as the solution. But you have to talk to yourself. You have to convince yourself why you use these equations, why you use this method, to solve problems. So I'm not talking about only, like circuits or electromagnetics or digital signal processing or control system. You have to understand sometimes they are relevant or related to each other, each subject. So you need to keep working on that. The same as when I work on some research or teaching some subjects, I use a lot of math, of course, as an engineer. And you need to go back. Sometimes you need to go back to refer to a circuit. Sometimes I even forgot because I haven't used that for a long time because I'm working on electromagnetics or I'm working on a semiconductor. So I have to look back. So it took time, but that's different because I have many obligations, to do, or about teaching. I have to specific course to teach. But for students, you need to take many subjects, right? One semester you even have to take 5 to 6 subjects, and that's why sometimes they're different. You have to go back and forth to understand that materials. So sometimes it's hard for you to recall what you have studied. But if you use that, like often, it won't take long, for to recall, materials that you need to use to solve problem or to overcome problems. So this is my best advice for student. And now you are the middle of let's say your study, because you are sophomore, right? This is the second semester and you need 2 more years to go, or 4 semesters. So you are going to be engineer soon, and that you have to prepare, as I mentioned earlier. Why you spend like 4 years after high school, and then you can become engineer. You know how to work on equipments, electric appliance. You can work on a computer system. That's the same as a doctor. They spend like 6 years or 5 or 6 years, sorry, to be able to work in a hospital. So that's the same. Okay, so that's a little bit of my advice, and everybody have a good Monday and a good week. This week is what, the second week of February already, and so far we are on what, the 6th week of this semester, and about May we finish the semester, or that means the final exam will come soon, so be prepared. Okay, take care everybody, bye.